All right, what's up, everybody? So I found this video, and it reminds me of something, honestly. That like, there's this dude called the public offender, and it seems like something he would talk about, but um, it's basically this video called. Hold on, I want to get the name right. Let me see here. Um, the men in church are too feminine these days. We have a masculinity problem in the church right now. And so it's just kind of funny, but you'll see why. Here, let's check it out for a second here. Oh, if you feel like it, you could smash that like button and all that good stuff. I'm Brentley. This is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. Let's go. So we got this. All right, let's check it out.
Videos, I try to filter myself because I don't want to offend anyone. But I just feel so led to just like be so real because I
love how they say I feel led. I don't know why. That's just the Christianese that is just really funny. Because to me, it's like, in other words, you can't say that I'm doing anything wrong because I feel led by God to come. Most of the time it's to like say something that you're doing wrong and tell you need to repent, and they're like, hey, I felt led. All right, so don't get mad at me, get mad at God. Okay, he's the one leading me.
feel like there's perhaps other girls who feel the same way. So this is me being like very real, and I'm just going to share how I feel and what I've been noticing. So the last couple of months, this has been something that has been brought to my attention, and it is how concerning it is for me as a woman who loves Jesus to see very rarely a man who loves Jesus walking fully in his masculinity. Why is it that I am getting pursued more by a man's who never goes to church, never reads his Bible?
By a man's? You mean men? I mean, I know it's tough, but because man's, you put the S on there, that could mean, no, it's men.
I'm getting pursued and asked out more by that kind of man than the guy who goes to church, the guy who reads his Bible. Why is it that like that's who's pursuing me? It's not men who are like going to church. And like I've been asking my friends, and I'm like, girls, are you experiencing the same thing? And they're like, yeah, these guys aren't asking anyone out. They're not asking any girls out.
It might be something in the rules about, like, looking at women at all. It's because you might accidentally lust, and then shit, you've basically just cheated on your wife, according to Jesus, anyway.
Okay, on top of that, like that's super concerning. But also, like concerning. Some of these guys who are in the world, like they are working harder.
That's right.
Than the guys that I see go to church.
We work hard, okay? We are way harder working people in the secular atheist community than those lazy Christians. It
doesn't mean that they need to be making more money. It's just like they're actually like having aspirations, having goals, like having vision for their life.
And a lot of that stuff would come with people that are making more money, but whatever.
Whereas like some of the guys at church literally like they don't work hard. They don't want to work hard. They're literally just like vibing with the spirit. It's just crazy to me that I have seen more guys.
They're just vibing with the spirit. That's it. They're just doing that. Never talking to any women or anything. They're just They're just spirit vibing, dude.
Who are not in the church acting more like men than the guys that I see who go to church and who read their Bible. And I just feel like that is really out of order. I want the men that I see go to church, the men that I go to church with,
bro, you gonna chime in here at any moment? What the fuck? This guy's just sitting there, just saying, got something to say? Like, I mean, I know I chime in too much, I'm sure, but like, I have ADHD. It's not my fault. But like, chime in at some point, dude. You got anything here?
I want to see those men be more manly and more masculine than the men in the world. Like, I want to see them pursuing women more than the guys in the world. Like, why is it that us girls, us women of God, are getting pursued more by guys who don't even ever go to church? And that doesn't make it easy for us to like be with a guy who loves God when like we're getting pursued and asked out by guys who don't really love God, maybe are open to it.
So yeah, man.
I'm not open to it, but you're not really my type anyway. But anyway,
And normally I like to let these videos play all the way through, but she's kind of and no shade to the sister, but she's repeating herself now. So what I'm gonna say
oh, you were saying you're gonna let it go longer? Yeah, but she's repeating herself now, so you can chime in finally. Jesus Christ.
is, as a man that's in a church, right? I think that most men should be focusing on their relationship with Jesus above everything else, because how are you going to lead a woman spiritually if you ain't right with Jesus yourself?
Hey, path of the righteous ones, no redactions. All right. We don't do that White House shit around here, redacting shit. No. What are you, the Epstein files? Get out of here.
Self, right? Second of all, yeah, I understand that there's a level of desiring to get married because, and I'm not saying that this is this woman's desire, but there's a level of desiring to get married because we do abstain from sex. And in the world, them dudes, they're not abstaining from sex. So they're approaching anything that looks good.
We are definitely not abstaining from sex. And I am frankly proud to say that I am not abstaining from sex. Do it all the time.
Them dudes
And twice on Sundays.
in the world, yeah, they're approaching you because you're a cute woman, right? So they're not concerned about your walk. They're not concerned about taking care of you. They're not concerned about none of that stuff. They don't care.
You
if you're
don't know
hungry.
that.
They're trying to get in them pants, right? So of course,
How the hell do you know that? What if they're going to get in them pants and then also take care of her? Did you not hear the part about them having goals and stuff? And the men in church don't have goals? Like, I mean, it is like half of what he's saying is accurate. But the really funny part about all of this is the paradox that it creates, because like you have these I mean, it's usually right-wing Christian pastors and stuff that are like pushing the you got to be masculine, which, let's be real, masculinity, it's an act. There's not really anything that I mean, it's just sort of things that we've decided are masculine or whatever, but like men will sit there and put that on each other, right? They'll like sit there and be like, oh, you didn't hate that rom-com, you enjoyed a rom-com. What is wrong with you? What do you have a vagina or they'll like do shit like that because it's just arbitrary bullshit, half the time. But it's like these standards that is just completely made up, to be masculine and everything. But it's like them pushing that. It's the right-wing Christian, most of the time Christian, but definitely right-wing, that are pushing that narrative that you got to be masculine and all this stuff. But then at the same time, you got this happening. You got all these women going, why are the men at church like so emasculated? Because I don't know, it's weird. It's almost like the religion, especially fundamentalist religion, like forces you to like question every thought. They want it, like it's designed to make you second guess your every thought. I mean, it literally says take every thought captive. So you said, oh shit, I shouldn't have thought that. I thought that thing. You can't help but what you think, but yet you're feeling bad for thinking stuff. It's like, Craig, my God. But then why aren't these people confident? Why don't they have like the masculine confidence that the men in the worldly, quote unquote, men have? Like, what's up? Yeah, it's the fucking religion, lady. Like, what did you think you were getting into?
they're going to approach you. Whereas a man's usually praying, if he's worth anything in his Christianity, he's praying for the future wife that he's going to get. So maybe the Lord ain't highlighted you to the dudes that you're into. And that's the thing. These women have a certain demographic of man. They want them to look a certain way. They want them to be a certain height. They want them to make a certain amount of money, drive a certain type of car. And that's just a small demographic of people. If you're in the top 1% of men, you don't get most of the women. The top 20% of guys get 80% of the women. And that's just how it is. And so the men that
Is
she
it
is probably
just
looking
though?
for, they're not into her, or they don't have the qualifications that she's looking for. Therefore, making it a monolith in her mind that none of the guys in church are into her. And why I get it, church is the best.
Yeah, it's like weird. She's just boiling everything down to like black and white ultra simplicity or something. It's not like your entire ideology tends to to push that exact way of thinking or anything.
Place to look for somebody. But why is this the litmus test of what makes a masculine man? This makes no sense to me.
So, how are we supposed to get married as Christian women when 98% of the men in church are feminine? And I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm literally not. Like, the Lord has confirmed this to me. I've heard this from many prophets, many men of God as well, that like the church is filled with feminine men. And it's like the women are outdoing the men. Like, even in the spirit, we're outdoing the men. So it's like, how are we supposed to marry these people that are supposed to lead us? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to share two examples
No.
just because I want people to know that this is a serious issue. Okay.
Oh, I see.
So number one, I went to this church for a while. I was a member there, served there. And there was this one boy in particular that I thought was very fine, very cute. You know, like I was just like, oh, like he's cute, period.
Oh, she calls him a boy. How old are you? Jesus Christ. I mean, I guess you could be young. I don't know. It's hard to tell ages anymore. I feel like once you hit your 40s, it's just like you can't tell the age of anybody anymore. Everybody's like too old or too young looking. It's weird.
Now, I knew he also thought I was cute because I don't even know how. He ended up finding me on Instagram and then we followed each other, right? But then nothing ever really happened. It kind of just was like we followed each other on Instagram. But even when we got to church in
Okay.
person, he wouldn't say nothing. Like he wouldn't even say hi. And I'm talking about we would be shoulder to shoulder. We would be sitting in the same pew. And it's almost like he didn't even want to say hi or acknowledge that I was there, which I just found very weird because it's like, why are you following me on social media, but then in real life, you don't want to talk?
I know. It's like social media has broken us. It is they're all shy and shit. But I mean, that's also the type of guy that you typically get at church. They are the more shy, reserved type people. Again, because that's what the religion does to you. It makes you insecure. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed basically to break your spirit so that you can always be told like what you should be doing and not be thinking for yourself and stuff. And thinking for yourself and being confident in your decisions and whatnot is exactly what like that's exactly not how the people at church think. Like they just don't do that because it's just a lot of times church again like it attracts people that have made poor decisions, and that's why they're at church because they're like, oh, I can't be making my own decisions anymore. I got to stop doing that. Can somebody make my decisions? And religion's like, I got you, bud. And then they go there, and so you just got a big group of insecure men that are constantly second guessing themselves and are shy, and not to mention just the added sinfulness of like being attracted to women at all, looking with lust is like, it's like I can't look at her because she's pretty. Even just her face just makes me lust, and I can't talk to her. I'll just follow her on social media though. She'll get the idea, I think, if I do that.
So that was the underlying issue. And like the few times that we did talk, the Holy Spirit literally said, Joanne, just continue to be yourself and be kind, right? Because I'm a personal person. Like I like talking to people, like I like relating with people. And I just feel like if I follow you on social media, I'm going to talk to you in real life, right? Especially if we're going to the same church, fellowshipping together. Like it shouldn't be anything.
I love that I can't say hanging out. They can't like say like hanging out or just chilling or whatever. Fellowshipping. Really? That's the word you're going to go with for that? But that's, again, Christianese. These are just words they use.
Too crazy to say hi to somebody, right? Now, I went to the Holy Spirit about this because a lot of the girls in the church were saying the same thing, that like a lot.
So I went over to the Holy Spirit's house because I was like, I gotta talk to somebody about this. And I was like, Holy Spirit, what's going on, man? And he was like, what's up, dude? And I was like, she talks about it like it's just a guy. You mean you thought thoughts about it? That's what you did. You thought thoughts about it.
A lot of the men like just wouldn't talk, but like they knew that the men found them attractive and like all this stuff, right? So I went to the Holy Ghost about it because I was like, I talk to the Holy Spirit like he's my best friend because he literally is. So I went to the Holy Spirit about it, and then I had this dream.
I don't know. This is the way they talk about it. I went to the Holy Ghost. I just went to talk to this ghost about it, dude. And he was like, yeah, bro, they're emasculated. It's, it's that feminized, woke Christianity. It's screwing up everything, I think.
So long story short, I was walking in this hallway to get to the main sanctuary of the church, but then I saw my pastor, the bishop, right, talking to the boy that I think is cute. So they were talking in the hallway, and then my pastor, he's like my former pastor because I no longer go to the church, but he waved me down. He was like, oh, Joanne, come talk with us. So I was like, okay, period. So I went up to them in the dream to join their conversation. So I walk up to them, and then my pastor is like, oh, Joanne, it's so good to see you. Like, we rarely see you anymore. For context, in real life, I'm a minister, I'm a model. Like, I just do so many different things that require me to travel, and my schedule is not always the same. So like, I can't always go to church in person. Like, so anyway, my pastor.
She's a minister and a model. She's a monodle. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that was pretty good. Right? That went right together.
Like, oh, so good to see you. We haven't seen you in a long time, right? And then the boy, right? So the boy that I'm talking about, the boy that I think is cute, or, was cute at the church.
So weird.
It's
like middle school language. It's the boy I thought was cute. Just sounds like a middle schooler, dude. It's weird.
Bishop, like he told the pastor right in front of me, he was like, oh yeah, Bishop, because Joanne always wants to sit in the back. Like, you should tell her to come to the front, and she needs to come say hi to me when she comes to the front.
What's up, Deviant? How we doing? That is true, Bradley. Since I turned 40, the only way to know someone's age is to feel if they're wet behind the ears or not. Makes for some really awkward social situations. It really does. I know. It's good because it's like some people just look too old. Like they're like kids, but they got like just beards out there. And then like other people are like in their 50s and they got the baby face thing going on. It's like, what is going on? What is wrong? Everybody's too old or too young. Like nobody's the right age. Like, what the fuck?
Like, I wish I could make this up, but literally this boy in the dream was telling our pastor to...
She telling a dream right now? God, stop doing that.
Basically tell me to come sit next to him in the church, and then I should also say hi to him every single time. And this is the...
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. The Holy Ghost communicates through dreams. So this is her... what they're trying to like figure out through the cryptic dream what she's supposed to do about the boy she thinks is cute.
Issue, right? Like, men are supposed to lead, men are supposed to pursue, but then we have all of these feminine men in the church, and the Holy Spirit even began to show me that, like, unfortunately, pastors are enabling this. Like, they're literally enabling the men of
they're feminizing Christian enablers. That's what they are.
God in the church to just kind of be passive when it comes to dating, when it comes to like marriage, and just wait for the woman.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but you're supposed to kiss dating goodbye. That's right. That's according to the book that I read with the same title. There's by Josh Harris, actually, who ended up renouncing his book. He's like, never mind about all that stuff I said that I wrote an entire book about. For just none of it is real, and I don't even think he might still be considered a Christian. I can't remember, but I think he said that he's not an evangelical anymore. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the transition there. He went from like, and he's like, I don't want to be associated with that. And I kind of, yeah, I see it. I can see how he got there. But no, his whole thing in the book, and this was widely, like, it was spread wide, like crazy within the church, that I was in, as well as like a bunch of other churches and everything. They all adopted this like courting thing where it's like it's not even really about the people in the relationship. It's about their parents, you know, and it's all about, hey dad, this is the girl I like. What do you think? And he's like, well, I don't know. Who is her parents? And that her parents are your friends from church. Oh, okay, okay. Well, then that is a family that I could get connected to, since it's all about us and getting close to it. Like almost like it's like fucking houses in like, you know, back with like lords and stuff, you know, back during feudalism and shit. And they're trying to like marry into like a family, like a wealthy family or something, or like the fucking Valerians or something. And the white hair people with the, well, I know the Valerians are the white hair people, but what are the other ones? The dragon people. What are the dragon people? Kevin, hey, pay attention. What are the dragon people called again? I keep forgetting.
To wail and lay down like Ruth. And it's like, bro, even when you study the book of Ruth, I taught this on my online ministry, Faith and Favor, but Ruth didn't go and lay down and be bold in front of Boaz until Boaz made her feel safe, secure, and seen. Like before Ruth went to go do anything bold.
Hold on, what was it? Oops, what did I just do? I think I pushed the wrong button. What was that face? Ooh, but baby, I love your way. That's what it looks like she's singing. Anyway, hold on, I wanted to pop up. There it is. What's up, Kari? How we doing? Oh no, wait, wrong one. Here it is. Said Britt Hartley did a great explanation as to why men behave as they do in Christianity and other patriarchal systems. Huh? Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Hey, Bree, what's up? Hell yeah, Bree's buzzing by. Hell yeah, always love a Bree buzz. You know, gotta dig it. Hell yeah.
Go and lay down and be bold in front of Boaz until Boaz made her feel safe, secure, and
wait, Boaz isn't a dog? I thought that was like Scruffy. Yeah, like you can't name a human that, right? That's not nice, right?
seen. Like before Ruth went to go do anything bold, Boaz was already giving her special treatment, you know, buying things for her, being super kind and just generous. And again, Boaz was the one that went to go talk to Ruth first. It wasn't Ruth. So with that being said, y'all, like when I had this dream, I said, oh yeah, like there's a principality like in these churches with the men. And it's
So yeah, like
that's what it is. It's the Prince of Palities. Where I don't even know where Palities is or the prince of it, but
I said, I normally like to play these videos all the way through, but this is an 8-minute video and I can't help but
well, that's kind of on you, man. Who chooses the videos? Is it not you? Who does the choosing of the video? And why are you explaining this? Who gives a shit, man? Like, do you really get that a lot in the comment section? Like, hold on, man, I shut up until the whole video is done. Even if it's 8 minutes, just shut your face. I'm serious. It's like a bunch of comments. Like, what the fuck?
I feel like this woman is taking a dream out on a man, right? Number one, you called him a boy. You expect a man that you look at as a boy to behave like a man? I mean, hey, that's probably part of the
Don't call him a boy. What are you, the singer of that song? Shit, I can't think of her name. The boy is mine. Remember that song? I always thought it was weird too, because they felt like grown-ups in the song. Like when you watch the video and stuff, you're like, these people seem like grown-ups. And the boy is mine. Is it Maya? Was that Maya? I can't remember the 90s R&B artists.
problem right there, because a boy can't be a man. And number two, she mentioned
Pretty sure most boys can be and do become them, just sort of with the passing of time. You know, speaking of 90s R&B artists, boys to men, hello, come on, man. You need to do some, you need to update your Spotify, okay?
Boaz and Ruth. Of course, Boaz, he had the means, number one, to do whatever the nice things that he did for Ruth. Also, that was their culture too. So in that culture, he was our kinsman redeemer. That means that he had to look out for her. It wasn't because
Brandy and Monica, thank you. Oh yeah, Maya's on top of it. What's up, Maya? How you doing? That's right. And it was two artists. It wasn't just the one. That's right. I remember that video. Like on the phone or something, sitting in bed. Anyway,
they were dating, the reservation of doing nice things and making someone feel safe and all that stuff, that's reserved for a dating relationship. And even in the Bible, there wasn't no dating, right? So these things.
There wasn't no dating in the Bible. Yeah, you just got married at 13. Yeah, we should bring that shit back, right? Don't worry, there's a bunch of states that still got it legal for some reason.
That a woman is expecting a man to do, which are only reserved for people that are in a relationship together, shouldn't be
She's saying nobody's getting into relationships, dude. Like he's like, that's reserved for getting married. Like everybody just pops into like marriage and that's it. You just like all of a sudden just are married, like without any interaction at all. Like, don't you have to start with something? Like, okay, maybe it's not like an official fucking date, but like, can you go drink coffee and read your Bibles with your highlighters and too many of those little stickums and all of the other weird shit that you do to be like, I read my Bible. I do. Like, can't you do that shit at the coffee house together or something?
Expected before you make that agreement to be in a relationship with someone. And furthermore, nowadays, women have made it to where not even just in the church, but women have made it to where if a man even tries to approach them, if they're not into that man, he's all of a sudden called a creep. He's called a weirdo, or he's, some dude that's just trying to get in my pants. When
Not necessarily. I mean, typically there's some kind of creepiness to it, but I mean, I guess it's the old shit. What was it called? Uh, Fuck. Now I can't think of what it was, and I can't think of what it was from. Basically, it was like from that movie Say Anything, and they're like, this is either creepy, like it's either creepy or romantic, fully dependent on how it's received, right? Because if it's some creepy weirdo like holding up the radio outside your window, you're just like, oh god, oh shit, it's the creepy guy from Game Night. just like, just that, oh man, guy, he looks half albino. I don't know, something's wrong with that guy. I don't like him. He's freaking me out. He's too serious all the time. Now he's playing a radio outside my house, a mega boombox. It's way too big. Yeah, and that's, I mean, that's like romance, but like usually that's within some kind of framework where there's some kind of relationship established, right? Like they're just, but if usually women don't just call guys creeps if you don't, you know what I mean? Unless you do shit that's creepy. But the problem is that half the time guys say and do shit that they don't realize how it's being received when they're saying it. It's like you're like, oh, like how I can't tell you how often I'm at work and like somebody will just say something that's just so batshit off the wall, like, whoa, what the fuck? What is wrong? Like some sexual thing or whatever. And then they just look around it, right? Right. And you're like, dude, that was really inappropriate. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, not right. You're weird, dude. But they don't even get it. They don't even get that it's weird, to say like suggestive stuff around women and everything in like this creepy way. That shit's creepy. But then people like you, they just call us all creeps. It's like, no, they don't. They don't. They call the creepy people creeps. That's how that goes.
it's just not your type of dude. He doesn't meet your standards. So the case being, this man that she liked, that she thought was cute, because I don't know their dynamic, but from what she says, he followed her on Facebook or on social media or something. So that means he likes her. So now you can't follow somebody without it meaning that you like them. That's why I don't be sending nobody friend requests. I'm not gonna follow you if you follow me and you're
Now I can't even follow you all over the internet and not be creepy. What the fuck? God, you can't do anything anymore. God, these guys are just so wacky.
a female on social media, I'm probably not going to follow you back because I don't want it to come across the fact that I like you or that I'm into you. I'm married. And even with my wife, I approached her because the Lord must have known that if
It's funny because like I'm like that at work. Like everybody else, well, mainly because I use my Facebook for show stuff and community stuff, and that's it, right? I don't have a personal account that I like use for just like my friends and family or whatever. Like it's all just for the show and for atheist community type stuff, right? So like everybody else at work, they're all like following each other online. And you're like, oh, I saw a post of them doing this and that. I'm like, and sometimes I'm like, oh, really? oh man, I want to follow people, but I don't want to have to make a whole nother page, and because I'm not going to have people from work be seeing the shit that I post. Are you kidding me? What? They're all going to be like freaked. They're already freaked out about me enough just because I'm weird. So I don't need to add to the awkwardness that's already sort of just there fundamentally.
My wife approached me as if, she was trying to make the first move. I wouldn't have looked at her as wife material. So I commend this sister for not approaching the dudes. I do think that a man's supposed to pursue, but I think that it's funny that she's holding a man responsible for what happened in a dream. He told the pastor in a dream that she should come speak.
No, she's not holding anybody responsible for what happened in a dream. She's holding all men responsible. No, I'm just kidding. No, she thinks God's talking to her, dude. Did you miss that part? Aren't you a Christian? Don't you understand how the Holy Ghost does its communicating, does its communicado through dreams, man? You got to cryptically, you got to do the national treasure, like decrypting your fucking dreams and shit. That wasn't a national treasure, was it? What's the movie where they decode a dream? I can't. Inception. No, they don't decode anything. Nah, there's got to be a movie with that.
To me every time she sees me and sit by me. That didn't really happen. That was a dream. And so maybe just maybe this dude isn't into her the way that she thinks he is, or he's afraid of getting shut down because, as I said, nowadays, if you just even approach somebody, I saw a video where a woman dropped her.
Hold on. Oh, he's afraid of being shut down. Welcome to just life, man. Like, that's just life. Like, you're gonna get shut down sometimes. That's all right. Be like, okay, you're not into it. Okay, cool. See ya. That's it. Okay, on to somebody else. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, this is like the problem with a lot of these people. I think a lot of it has to do with trauma, but because, in certain, especially in high control religious communities, you end up with like people, the cost of failure is very high, right? And so like you internalize that, right? So you're like, I can't ever fail. I will never fail anything, so I won't ever do anything, right? And so you end up just like regretting not ever doing anything or trying anything because you're too scared of failing to even get out there and try to accomplish something. Because here's the secret: you're gonna fail. It's okay. You're gonna fail, and you got to just get back up, do it again, keep going. Don't give up. When you give up, that's when you fail. Failure is just part of it. Like, it's just part of life. And it's actually a good thing because then you can like learn what you did wrong and take that as a lesson when you try something else or when you try the same thing again, right? But you try it slightly different. That's what I meant by something else. But, update the way you did it so that you can do it better this time. That's how you do stuff. That's just all of life, man. That's how you do things.
Purse. Dude was trying to tell her that she dropped her purse, and she's like, I got a boyfriend. And it's like, you dropped your purse. And so the dude took $20 out of it to pay for his gas. And then she gonna come get mad at him because he took the purse. Now, I wouldn't have took the $20, but the proof is in the pudding. If dudes are always getting shut down, maybe that dude he's not as confident as she would like him to be.
Maybe
But at the end of the day, just because a man doesn't approach you doesn't make him feminine. And there are a ton of feminine men in church. I'm not saying that they're not.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't think that was the reason why she said he was feminine. I think she was just saying he didn't hit on her. But yeah, damn, there was something else he said.
He's not as confident as she would like him to be.
Yeah, because your religion specifically gets rid of confidence. That's like what it does. It makes you second guess yourself all the time. That's like, again, it literally says to take every thought captive, which is insane. That's an insane thing to do. Your brain just thinks thoughts. You don't have to take them all captive. You just got to go, oh, that one's just an insane thing that doesn't make any sense. Don't need to, we're done here. We don't need to keep, you don't need to grab onto the thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, every thought doesn't mean something. They're just mental events that happen. Whether or not you determine that one is true or not, that's what that's what matters.
But at the end of the day, just because a man doesn't approach you doesn't make him feminine. And there are a ton of feminine men in church. I'm not saying that they're not.
That's a good question too, Kari. Like, why is it bad to be feminine? Like, why is it bad for a man to be feminine? I mean, and a lot of this too, just I guess just subjective. What their voice is a little higher. They do the thing with their hand, their hands like not as I don't know. Like what feminine. I mean, I do know there was this guy that when we did our missions trips, I was like buddied up with this one guy, and I swear to God, he was gay. He had to be gay. Or like, was but he had a wife and everything. But like he like talked like he was gay and everything and did the lisp and everything, like almost performatively, you know what I mean? Like it almost felt like it was performative. But like I don't know. Anyway, it was just so like those guys are out there, but like who cares? Who gives a shit? That's just the way they are. This whole like you gotta be this way or are supposed to be this way and women are supposed to be that way. It's bullshit. It's never 100% accurate. Sometimes like men are like what would be stereotypically masculine or whatever, but like not all the time. And even then, they're still not what would be 100% masculine for everything. Maybe they don't like just all action movies. Maybe they branch out from Jason Statham movies sometimes. I don't know.
A lack of masculinity when it comes down to being men anywhere these days, though. It's not just inside the church. That's just the way the culture is nowadays. But when it comes down to it, I think that calling a man feminine or not masculine because he's not.
All my thoughts are cage free. All my thoughts are cage free organic. That's right. Free roam. It's like the cows that are the happy cows from that happy cow. Well, until they kill them to eat them, but they're happy right up until then.
Approaching you, that's just crazy to me. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, though, right? But remember, we don't live in a day and age where it's safe to approach anybody nowadays, right? These
That's
days
just
and
not
age, there's
true,
a lot
dude.
of weird stuff going on.
That's just not true. Like you're just wrong. Like the fact that you think that kind of just shows like the type of media and shit that you consume, where these right wing dipshits that are weird and are inappropriate and say gross and weird stuff that turns women off. That you're listening to them be like, see, we can't even say this anymore. We can't even say that. Women are just all so sensitive these days, canceling people, when they rape people and everything. Yeah, no, that does happen. That doesn't mean that every guy can't hit on women or like, talk to it. Like, just don't be a creep, man. Just remember they're a person. That's step one. And I feel like that's the main step that these men tend to miss, is they forget that's a human being. And not just a thing that they want,
Version has taken over the United States and the world in general, and everybody's is the star of their own movie. So if you think that someone's not on your level, you're automatically going to discredit him, blow him down, act like he's less than, or that he's some weirdo if he even tries to approach you. So don't be so shocked.
Hold on, man. I gotta get this comment up. That's funny. Where is it? Deviant said something funny. There it is. He's downgrading dreams. I mean, the Holy Ghost. Blasphemy. Yeah, you're supposed to be. I thought that you believed Christianity, bro. Don't they interpret dreams? What was that whole book of Daniel bullshit? Is that what you're saying? Sounds like that's what you're saying.
That dudes ain't approaching you nowadays. It's not the world that it used to be. I'm 40. I'll be 43 next month. I don't go approaching people no more.
Well, you know what's funny too about that whole thing is like I was thinking about this. I was watching this. Damn it, I can't think of what the commercial is, but it's these. They are really funny commercials, and they're like these. I think it's an insurance company or whatever, and they use like we can't stop you from turning into your parents. And what is the bit like in each one? It's always them talking to people when you like shouldn't talk. Like these days, it's weird to talk to people like at the dentist. That's the latest one I saw. So like, hey, I'm getting a filling, bro. And, they're just like talking. The other person's like all awkward. And he's like, just sit quietly. Just sit. You don't need to start conversations. Okay. And I was just thinking about it. I'm like, why is it that our parents are like that? Is it that when your faculties start to deteriorate, you just want to talk to people? Or was it that they were from a time when people couldn't sit there and just look at their fucking phone. Like they had to just look around at other people that are the places waiting for something to happen, you know, that they're something they're about to do or whatever. So there wasn't this thing in the way of like social relationships that they were used to being able to be just go up to people and start talking and stuff. And it was just normal. And now it's like, that's weird. And it's like, you're right. It's normal to just sit there in a crowded room with a bunch of people without anybody talking to anybody while everybody looks at their phone. That's normal. Like it's crazy.
Used to back in my 20s when things was much safer, when you wasn't getting allegations thrown at you left and right. But nowadays it's just
What are you
dangerous.
doing?
It really is. So that's what
Hold on, dude. What are you doing to have allegations thrown at you left and right? Like I feel like after like the third allegation, you're doing it's you. Something's on you at that point. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
to do for this one though. Leave your thoughts on this one down in the comment section. I'll leave both of these videos that I reacted to linked in the description as well for you guys to go and follow them if you want to, or maybe you agree on their takes and you want to comment on it. You have the right to do so, but that's my take on it.
Well, I have the right to comment. Thank you for providing me that information. I didn't think I had that right. I thought that was something that we were fighting for in the social justice community. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'd love to hear yours in the comment section. That's going to do it for this one though. I'll catch you guys on.
Dude, look at it, guys. Yeah, like, dude looks crazy, right? So, all right, cool. So yeah, I don't know. That one was just kind of funny to me because it just seems like it's this paradox of, you know, all the right wing men are like telling all the other men, oh, you got to be manly and everything, but then they have this religion that inherently and intrinsically really forces you to be like scared and full of fear and not confident and constantly second guessing yourself, and you're not allowed to lust and all these other things that would get in the way of what these Christian women want. It's just funny. Excuse me. All right, let's see what else we got here. Actually, what do y'all think? Should we roll the dice with today's algorithm, or should I go through some of my old videos? I was showing this one to Nikki because I actually just made this TikTok basically responding to a guy who clearly watched Tim Allen say this and thought it was just such good reasoning. Here, we'll play it real quick. It's really short.
Daughter's atheist, and I said, well, philosophically, it's an irony there too, because
Wait, what?
my older daughter's atheist, and I said, well, philosophically, it's an irony there too, because atheists don't believe in God. Well, there has to be a God for you not to believe in. And my daughter,
You
And he makes a good point here.
played Santa Claus.
But what is that argument, man? Like, I don't even get what they think they're saying when they say it. You know, they're just, well, you gotta know that there's a concept that you reject as something that exists. Therefore, it exists, because otherwise it wouldn't be a concept that you could or could not believe in. What? Like, it's just absurd, dude. It's just the strange. Anyway, so yeah, I did a TikTok about it, and I just compared it to the Ninja Turtles. But yeah, actually, you should check that out. Check out my TikTok. I think I have. Well, yeah, it should be in the description of some of my videos. I don't know. I haven't really been doing descriptions as much lately. I guess I probably should get back to that. Anyway. But yeah, what do y'all want to do? You want to roll the dice and we can look at something from something from the what do you call it? My algorithm, my random algorithm, or I can find something that I already looked at, or not already looked at, but I already kind of like put in my little history here. This is the one that I but I'm not gonna play it though, because you need to go see it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was looking through a bunch to does the Trinity actually break logic? Yes. One can't be three, dude. That's you know, that's Like one God, but he's three though. But he's just one, but he's three. Yeah, that violates the very first law of logic. Are they numbered? Is it identity, non-contradiction, excluded middle? Those are numbered, right? It's the first one is identity, second one is non-contradiction, third one is excluded middle, right? Okay, are they numbered? I don't know. Anyway. So then we got this one. Where do atheists get their morals? Those are always fun. This dude's having a little bit too much fun with AI too. He made like an AI version of himself that looks nothing like him. And just go for a cartoon or something, man. Anyway. Also, we got this one. Does atheism allow evil? I don't even understand what the fuck that means, but it's like it's like an African. It looks like it's an African show. I don't know. Maybe it's on the like an island or something. I don't know, but it's like doing the Jubilee thing, you know, 1 Christian verse 20 atheists. So that could be interesting. Oh, I can't watch that one. It's so funny because it's like, oh wait, is that the right? Oh yeah, because listen to this. This is funny. Just for a second.
This eternal gaslighting. Insufferable. So, what's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to explain to the well-meaning Christians on this app why you guys are particularly insufferable.
Now, just the tone in general, just everything about it is exactly insufferable. So it's just kind of ironic that she's saying Christians. But I'm actually, and I hate to say it, but I somehow agree with just pearly things here with the Christians being insufferable, but probably for different reasons. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to do that one. She's insufferable. But did we decide? Hold on. I've got to look at the comments. Sorry. I know I'm just kind of skimming through here. Hold on. Did we decide how we wanted to do? Did y'all want me to roll the dice with the algorithm, or do you want me to pick something from this pile? Oh, I'm way behind with the comments. Holy shit. I didn't realize that. What's up, John? How we doing, dude? Okay. You know what? And since Deviant said, Deviant said it, so did Kari. Cool. All right. It's good to see you, Kari. I haven't seen you in a minute. That's awesome. Well, yeah, I seen you resub. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, yeah. Kevin, what the hell is that? Jesus Christ, Kevin. Now I gotta re-log into it. Kevin, screwing stuff up again. It's okay. We're back. And it's all good. But all right, let's roll the dice. Let's see what we got here. Okay. So we got, oh God, Joel Webman versus Jeremy Boring. It's kind of funny that the guy that owns a multimedia corporation that is collapsing currently, the Daily Wire, his last name is Boring. Just kind of great. I love it. Pride Month just got dark. The hell does that mean? Okay, that's a contender. We'll keep that as a contender because that I could only imagine what would make Pride dark. But okay, and then the real reason Jeremy Boring is talking about Joel Webman. What did they say then? Oh, wait, Nazi, Islamists, or neo-Nazis, Islamists. Wolves? Is that what it says? What? I don't even know what to do with that. These shows are demonic. Avoid them. Okay, that could be fun. got to know what the demonic shows are that we got to avoid. But if anything pops out to y'all, go ahead and pop it in the chat there, and I'll, anybody. Yeah, I'm kind of with that one too. Where's Dino was saying the demonic shows, because that is pretty great. Let's see. Oh God, I can only imagine what that debate's like. And all this guy does is like, it's that Andrew Wilson guy. All he fucking does is like try to make everything. It's like he tries to like just make complex issues, put them into like ultra simplicity, and then question you based on like ultra simplicity while dumbing everything down into black and white. These situations that require a lot more explanation than yes or no answers to questions that try to dumb everything down to yes or no questions. Anyway, all right, let's do that. We're kind of on this, guys,
because while it may not make us sin, it doesn't.
Like,
all right, guys, this one is going to be addressing TV shows and things that we shouldn't be watching as Christians. And I know this is going to make a lot of people upset in one way or another. That's not the intention, guys. You have to remember my conviction.
I'm so sorry for pissing you off by saying that Christians should not be watching television shows like Euphoria. Dude, that one's like, I had a hard time with Euphoria. There were times that I had to get up and be like, okay, too much vomit. I'm not into watching vomit and other bodily fluid related situations. Just not into it.
The people in these videos, convictions, they don't have to be yours, right? So if you feel like you can watch these shows and it doesn't give you a guilty conscience, you don't feel like you're sinning against the Lord, I'm not trying to push that on you. I just live my life one way and you can live yours another way. But what I want to do is I want to look at it in
that's not true. I mean, that's not even your position. What are you talking about? Like, as far as Christianity goes, so that's exactly who's against people doing their own way of living. Like, there is just the Christian way, and your way is always right, and everybody else has to do your way, right? Otherwise, they're wrong, right?
This lens, does this honor God and bring me closer to Him, or does this push me further away from Him? And sometimes watching these shows, these certain TV shows that have sex and nudity and vulgarity in there,
it's crazy that it's just weird that like their basis for entertainment is, does this bring me closer to God, or does this bring me farther away? Does this entertain you, dude? Like, it's so weird that they like have to like be able to relate to the morals of like the characters in the movies and stuff. Like, what the like, these are characters. 90% of the time they're not real. These are made up characters. They don't have to be perfectly moral people. Like, it's supposed to be entertainment. You're watching people that don't exist doing things that didn't happen.
Sometimes these shows are pushing us further away from Jesus, because while it may not make us sin, it doesn't honor. You gotta look at it like this. If Jesus was in the room with me, would I be watching this? So let's watch these videos, guys.
dude was probably involved with the crashing of Grindr at CP. Probably. Sounds like the type. Got that repressed sexual stuff.
I don't know. Euphoria is the devil's show. I don't know why we are surprised. It is the way that it is. Like, people coming out saying, it's practically corn. It's been that way from the beginning. That's why I've never watched that show. I hate watching things from today because everything is just saturated in lust and promiscuity. I remember even...
It's like, don't watch Game of Thrones, okay? Jeez, you will. And they got the brother and sister thing going too, just to make it that much more corn-like.
contemplating it once, maybe around when season 1 was popping. And I asked one of my sisters, like, is it good? She was like, I'm going to try this show. I'm going to tell you how it is. She tried one episode. She was like, baby, no. Baby, no. And she's not even one to, like, do it like me, where I'm talking about things spiritually deep all the time. Like, she'll talk about certain things, but she's like, girl, it's not that deep. You know, I'm just going, like, think past that. She's that type of person sometimes. And she couldn't even do it. So
Like, there's certain things that, I mean, not because of my relationship with Jesus or anything like that, but like there are like stuff that I just don't like to watch, you know. Like I really I can't watch that movie Hostel. I can't like anything with just endless torture. I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Even though I know it's fake and all that shit. It's not like watching Faces of Death or anything like that. The the actual videotape from back in the day, not the new movie. Anyway, um, but yeah, I just don't like watching it, you know? As close as I'll get to that is like, you know, Reservoir Dogs, and that's, you know, him, and it still kind of bothers me, that part where he cuts that cop's ear off with the razor blade while he's dancing to that "Stuck in the Middle with You." It still bothers me. I have a hard time listening to that song still, you know? But I forgot where I was going with that. I feel like I had a point, and maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't have a point.
it was bad when she said it was too much. I don't know why y'all are surprised. If it was as bad as it was in the beginning seasons, which I know some of you guys are going to say, well, it's not, it wasn't that bad in the beginning, but
Oh, it's worse. It's a lot worse. Yeah.
it got worse, babes. It was always bad. I hated the message behind everything. I hated the
What
whole...
was the message? The crazy thing, you know what the message is? Drugs are bad. That's the message of that show. Drugs are bad. That's it. It's Requiem for a Fucking Dream, the TV show. That's like what it is, you know. And because just like that movie, everybody has to like have the worst ending possible, and it for that, like for you know to serve that purpose, it was perfect. But yeah, sometimes it's just not that, you know, it can be kind of depressing to watch people go because it's so real, you know, especially me. I was like, you know, very involved in that lifestyle of you know, drugs and all that type of stuff, you know, drugs and dealing and you know, moving money and guns and all that type of stuff. It was very, you know, I was around a lot of that a lot of times. And so it's very realistic. I'll put it that way. And maybe that's why I don't like it. Maybe it just like brings up a lot of trauma for me. I don't know. But yeah, it's still a very well crafted show. Like it's just well, I mean, it's HBO, you know, so it's gonna be good. Like HBO, it's not television. Okay. It's better than television. Okay. It's HBO. Is that still their thing? No. What is their thing now? You don't know? I don't either.
plot. I just felt like it was just some perverted director's dream of a film, of a series, of a show. I don't understand why it was even as big as it was.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
But I guess because people like the actors. And don't get me wrong, a lot of them are really talented, really, really amazing at what they do. But that show shouldn't be the type of show that has to showcase their talent, you know? It's like people aren't given...
It's drama, dude. Like that's what brings the drama. Is all the bad decisions. I mean, that's like the point of those kinds of shows, is to watch people make bad decisions so you can see the results of other people's bad decisions, because you're living your own, you know. So you'd like to just kind of tune out of your own bad decision results and watch somebody else ruin their fucking life.
The best things to work with these days, the most clean, classy films to work with these days. It's like they're given corn or nothing. They have to expose themselves or nothing. They have to be raunchy or nothing. They have to compromise their morals or nothing. It's like that's the way to make it in. And I just don't like that. I think it's just really weird. This is why I always stick to like old school films, TV shows, and movies. I really do. I don't know why people are acting surprised. Of like, oh, it's so bad. It's been bad.
Yeah, that's honestly, I mean, that's Kai was saying, hey Amber, what's up? How you doing? It's great to see you. Oh yeah. Kari said I lost a friend to one of those sanctified holier than thou treatment centers. Yeah. Because they wouldn't give the ease off it method, cold turkey, and your heart gave out. Yeah. There are things, dude, people don't realize that when you're used to taking something, um, like like mostly I'm talking about opiates. That typically is what does it. Um, that yeah, you can't just stop. You can have seizures. Like Xanax is the same way. You can't just quit Xanax. You can have seizures, man, and they can end you. You got to go to a actual medically based clinic or something like that that is evidence based treatment by doctors, but yeah, those faith shit, they're all bullshit, and it's all about just judging the person, as if they haven't like judged themselves enough. They gotta take your bullshit to add to it. It's like, dude, your judgment and your little like looking down your nose at me and stuff, it's no worse than the shit that I'm saying to myself in my head day after day when you're addicted and everything. You're not, it does not help. We've already thought all the thoughts that you're saying. Like they think that like you just need to be judged hard, like judged harder and shamed more, and that'll fix it. And it's like, dude, I'm already shaming the fuck out of myself every day. It does not help. But yeah, because they see it as like a moral failing, and it's just not. Half the time it's a result of trauma and just kind of like trying to, because what it is. It's like they think that these people are just trying to have extra fun all the time, and they're like, oh, they just want to have extra fun all the time. And it's not what it is. It's literally like they're trying to numb, they're trying to feel okay. That's what addiction is, to drugs. Like they're trying to get to normal. They're just trying to feel normal and not be like, this, because I see you as like a Hunter S. Thompson, like Lush or something, but just like trying to just feel good all the time and just getting rid of all, not paying attention to any of your responsibilities and all that type of shit. That none of that is accurate. You just usually have like some kind of trauma that you're dealing with. And so when you did that drug, it made you feel a little better than the normal. And so you kept doing it. But you gotta heal from the inside. That's the trick of it right there. But anyway.
It was only going to get worse. That's how society works today. That's how these films are today. Pure wickedness, if you ask me. Euphoria is the devil.
Yeah, man. And nowadays,
Pure wickedness, if you ask me. Okay.
even the old stuff ain't safe, because as an adult that's a Christian, I see some of this old stuff and I'm like, how did I miss that? How did I not catch that? But they're talking about some other shows in the comment section. Now, I've never seen this Euphoria. The name sounds like it's not something I should be involved in. And if you know anything
I hate Euphorias, honestly. I only like distress. I only like shows that are about feeling not good.
about Euphoria, like people usually use those words to describe things like sexual pleasure or like
Yeah.
what's the word that I'm looking for? Intoxication.
Mhm.
When it
Yeah.
comes down to like drugs or something like that. At
Intoxication.
least that's the way
That's
that
what I'm
the
saying.
crowd that I used to run with would use it. And the current people, I know that they use it in this pleasure filled state. And when we think
Well, given that that's what the word describes, is a euphoria, like a good, pleasurable feeling. Yeah, that it makes sense that you would associate it with drugs.
about pleasure, most of the times we think about indulging in stuff that we shouldn't. So this automatically tells
See,
me
that's the word, indulgence. That's what they think of. They think you're just indulging yourself all the time. That's not what it is. You're trying to feel okay, and you don't know how to feel okay on your own, and so you do substances to self medicate. Now, a lot of times the rhetoric that they use, because in their own head they're trying to rationalize it, so they're going to say, when you talk to them, they're not going to be like, I'm just trying to quell the demons that are screaming all the time in my brain. They're not going to say that. They're going to be like, no, I just like having fun. I like enjoying myself. What? I like to drink too much and do blow and take X and whatever. But it's like they're actually trying to fix something that is typically a discomfort that they live with.
that as a Christian man, this ain't something I should watch. Now, Bridgerton, that's just not even my type of show. Like, I'm not even into anything like that. But people have been saying that that one was demonic.
What? Bridgerton? What? I mean, that is not my type of show either. But it's definitely Nikki's. God, she loves shit like that. Is that Bridgerton? It's like the British one, right? It's like the old timey, old timey British. It's like it looks like I always confuse it because I always want to just be like, is where's Mr. Darcy? There's like that. This isn't that. That's a different one. That's but yeah, because it looks just like that. Wait, which one was it? Sense and Sensibility. Is that the Darcy one? Anyway.
This person says my conviction didn't let me. It's so heavy. Love Island. That sounds like something I should not
Hey, Second John, what's up, dude? How you doing? It's good to see you.
be watching. It just sounds like from the thought of that, there's going to be a bunch of people on an island dating each other, making out, having sex, doing things that I don't care for. Right?
You don't care for making out and having sex, Bob. That's I guess that's your first problem when it comes to not approaching women. You got to enjoy that stuff.
And this person says no one is talking about Tyler Perry shows. I think people have talked about Tyler Perry shows in movies. Everything Tyler Perry does is demonic. Every
What?
single thing. I've made a couple of videos.
The dude's a Christian, man. What are you what? Like I almost get annoyed when I watch because he does. My last partner, her and I would watch a lot of his plays. Thanks. He has a bunch of plays and stuff. He just writes just constantly. It seems. But before all of his movies, he had these plays that he would write, and they would perform or whatever. And the religiosity in it was almost irritating, even when I was a Christian. Like, okay, more Christian crap. God damn it, this is so annoying. But he's saying it's demonic. What?
Videos on Tyler Perry. All of his shows talk down on people. They make black men seem like they're on the down low, or they're gay, or they beat on women. All the women are sexually driven, and it's just not a good way to paint black people. It's like
What? What do you know? That first of all, that see what I mean? Like it's like he has to what would what kind of show do you want to watch? The fucking Cosby's, man? Like what do you want it to be? It's like the again, we're watching characters make bad decisions, and then we see the result of those bad decisions played out. It's drama. That's what causes the drama, the cheating, the repressed homosexuality, whatever, all that type of stuff. It is real stuff. It might just not be with the community that you're familiar with, or you're unprivy to those situations that are happening within the community that you're part of. But there's nothing wrong with it, dude. That's just good. It's just good storytelling. It's not about painting black people. He's black. It's just so weird that they're like, oh, he's saying that all black men beat their wives and cheat on their wives. It's like, he's not saying that. It's the character in the movie did that. That's not all of them.
took the most negative stereotypes of us and made that his business model. I want to play this other video for you because, as I said, not even the old school cartoons and stuff were safe.
A lot of people aren't ready for what I'm about to show you. A lot of people don't want to wake up to the fact that they put everything in plain sight right in front of our
Oh, there's Gisela. What's up, Gisela? How you doing? Oh, yeah, I was wondering when you would get here. How's it going?
faces. But if you wait for 1 minute, it's literally a 1 minute clip, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And you will see why even people are like, oh, it's just a kid's movie. It's never just a movie. I don't care if it's for kids or adults. Watch this.
How would you blokes like to make some real money?
Oh, Pinocchio.
And who do we have to... No, nothing like that. You see...
The music is perfect, though, I guess. It just creeps it right up. Even though that is just a creepy part of that movie. It's like a classic, dude. It's Pinocchio. Jesus.
I'm collecting stupid little boys. Stupid little boys? You know, the disobedient ones what Pinocchio from school. And you see, can I take them to Pleasure Island? Ah, Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island? But the law, suppose they know.
But the law?
There's no, it's the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the police would not appreciate turning children into donkeys. That's what they're doing. So and then make them literal mules. It's like a metaphor. Oh God. Okay, never mind. Fucking.
They never come back as boys
Because they're donkeys. Oh my God.
because their innocence is taken. Maniacal laughter.
My goodness. See how they're not a boy anymore because they're a donkey. It's a donkey. It's the story of Pinocchio, dude. This is how the book portrayed it as well. It's not. They're trying to make it like it's Epstein Island, and it is funny the way that our brains makes connections like this, because it's like a hindsight bias, right? Like this movie already came out, and then we have this whole situation that happened on an island where it's clear like that these men are predators and they're stealing people's innocence and everything like that. And they weren't boys though. The majority of the people that were assaulted at Epstein Island were all women, but I guess girls. But I guess that doesn't come into it. But but it's just they're just making these connections. That's what it is. This is apophenia. It's hindsight bias. They're just looking at something from the past and going, wow, that, like, if you play this clip right here with the like understanding of like what was happening at that time culturally with the Epstein stuff, then it was like, whoa, that's kind of a weird, it's just creepy, but it's just you making connections to things that are not related.
And what's your name? Okay, you do. In you go.
Taking off the clip.
You horse will bring a nice price. All right,
This is like.
and what might
They're donkeys. Yeah, they're taking off the cloak because they're donkeys now.
your name be? Alexander.
Oh, that was
So
still
you
talk.
can talk.
Yes, sir. I want to go home to my mama.
This is actually.
Take a
Like,
bed. He can still talk.
Please.
see, the ones that can talk, they don't take them. Only the ones that are defenseless and cannot talk.
How does that relate to something? What the fuck does that mean?
You boys have had your fun. Now pay for it.
You boys have had your fun, now pay for it. Let's really be so for real. Watching these things actually breaks my heart, and it shatters my heart in a way like I cannot explain, because you're seeing it. You're witnessing what they're doing. They're telling you what they're doing. And you know what? It's all in the psych.
What are they doing? I'm so confused. Other than turning little boys into like slave donkeys, what are they doing? And in a fairy tale, what are they doing?
Psychology of it, y'all. They often like to insert themselves in like investigation or like help to find the loved one that they offed. It's literally the same thing. It's the same psychology repurposed with these elites and these artists and these nasty people they're putting in the movies, because it genuinely gives them like a powerful feeling. They putting it right in our freaking face and nobody catches on. Even when files are dropped, not even all of them, people
Yeah, see, it's about the Epstein stuff. Like, and they're just finding these connections, and they're like, the Illuminati, the Epstein Illuminati wrote Pinocchio. What the fuck?
still refuse to believe what is going on and stop worshiping these demons. Going to the Grammys and the Oscars.
Who's worshiping? Are there people that worship Pinocchio? They're doing that? That's the thing they're doing? People are sitting there just bowing down, worshiping.
And playing into the fantasy, into like the matrix that they want you to play into. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot. I can't even say as always, make sure you like about just I'm done. A lot of people.
That one, obviously you can see what's wrong with it. Now, these next shows are not along the same lines as the cartoon.
You're not gonna yeah, that one felt out of place. That was just sort of like, oh, that's creepy, as long as you relate it to the Epstein stuff. Like, yeah, oh yeah, that's creepy.
But that was just an example of how they've always been super demonic and super creepy over at Disney. And in these TV shows that they are trying to predict and program us with, they've been putting the agenda in them the whole time. But now they're just getting more in your face with it.
Hold on. I don't understand. To accomplish what? Like, they're putting it right in our faces there, what they're doing. Yeah, we should have known that the Epstein Island thing was going to happen, 50, 60 years in the future because they told us in Pinocchio that that's what they were going to do. Fucking what, man?
Then we were kids, so we didn't understand. But as adults, we definitely know what we're looking at.
Here are 3 shows that I would not watch as a Christian woman.
I don't think you do, dude. I don't think you do.
These shows just show demonic origins. They have demonic entities in them. It's just overall demonic. And as Christian,
I love demonic origins. Those are my favorite kinds of origins. Have you seen that one with the doll? The doll origins, the Annabelle, which was not her name. It was Raggedy Ann because it was just a fucking Raggedy Ann doll, and somehow it spawned a bunch of movies with a doll that looked nothing like Raggedy Ann.
we should be guarding our ear gates, our eye gates, and our spirit. We have to be very mindful of the things that we are partaking in and listening to and watching. So, yeah.
She called them her eye gates. Okay. So, yeah, sure. You know, I guess it's kind of a light gate. The eyelid would be more of a light gate, but that's it. You know.
Let's go ahead and get into it. I also do want to point out method acting. That is where actresses and actors tap into the character that they are trying to portray, and sometimes it gets very dark. Some of them have to tap into spirits and all types of stuff. So I just want to point that out, especially when it comes to movies and TV shows.
What? Man, like, so method acting now is bad? Like, because they pretend to be the character too hard, and now it's demonic. Hey, thought you were just playing that character extra good, but turns out demons.
A show that I would not watch is Vampire Diaries. I actually was going to get into Vampire Diaries about a year ago, and it's like the Holy Spirit knew, God knew, because I got straight on TikTok and I seen somebody who broke down the fact that the Vampire Diaries actually uses real spells and curses
Oh my
in their
God.
shows. So with that being said, when you're watching that show and you're hearing them chant spells,
What the fuck does that mean? They use real spells. God, I swear religion just deteriorates your brain. What the fuck is a real spell? Like, I think what they're trying to say is that, like, they use spells that are also used in like Wicca or something like that, and it's it's funny. What would you need them to what and make up? You want them to fucking speak in tongues and pretend that they're doing a spell? Like, what do you want?
and curses. 9 times out of 10, it's real, and they could be allowing, demonic entities into your home or around you or into your spirit. So just be mindful of that.
Just be mindful. You're going to get undetectable monsters in your house through your television set because you watched The Vampire Diaries. You watched a YA novel come to life. You got demons all just filling up your house now.
The next one that I would not watch, and I actually was a super big fan of when I was younger, is American Horror Story. I used to be a big fan of that show. I will not watch it anymore. It's just very demonic, very dark, and even a person who
Yeah, it's called American Horror Story. Look, what did you think it was, man? Like, it's crazy the way these Christians are like, I didn't realize that American Horror Story would be dark. Yeah, man. It's kind of built into the fucking title.
I watched almost every season up until like the last 2 or 3 seasons. Very dark. They have the Antichrist in there. They have spirits, darkness, all of that.
They got darkness, shadows, light being reflected, it's everything. Whole light spectrum type of stuff going on there.
Voodoo, you name it, it's all in that show. So had to cut it out. Would not watch. Next one.
Poking dolls, just like in Indiana Jones. Don't watch Temple of Doom, okay?
That I would not watch as a Christian is the show Lucifer. I mean, that's self-explanatory. The show name is Lucifer. I'm not going to get into deeper detail. I'm going to just add in a little extra one. Stranger Things. No.
What?
I've seen a clip of that show.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Sis was running through hell, and the devil was behind her. I'm like,
no.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Like, people really watch this and be like, oh my gosh, I love this show. Like,
because it's a good fucking show. But no, what the devil's not in it. Okay. There is no the devil in Stranger Things at all. There is the Upside Down, and there is man, what's his name? No, I can't think. Not the Demigorgon. That's one of them. Then there's Mind Flayer, but then there's also the other bad guy, the general guy, and I can't think of his name. Damn it. Fuck. Anyway, but no devils. While he does look like Freddy Krueger, who was also not a devil, but he does look like it. And it was, that was on purpose. And I think that's why they named her Nancy too. You know that because they each season is an homage to a like old like 80s horror thing. One of them is The Thing, which I feel like is pretty self-explanatory. I feel like that's season 3 where the Mind Flayer comes into our. I fucking love that show. I could talk about Stranger Things for like way too long. Sorry.
Y'all, that is just like showing you right there that they do not care to put evil right in your face. And literally what you're allowing into your ear gates and your floodgates is so important. So
it's okay. The kids beat them. The kids, well, and the adults too. They each individually discover what's going on, but then they all get together at the God, that show's so good. Okay. But they defeat the evil, man. Like that's the evil in the show is recognized as the evil in the show.
Yeah. Those are some shows that I would not watch as a Christian because a lot of people have asked me, Ari, what's some shows that we shouldn't watch? Those are some shows that I would not watch or I would not recommend to somebody who's trying to take their walk with Christ serious. Also, if you're interested in deeper detail about all these topics, go subscribe to my YouTube at Ari Josephine, ARIIJOSEPHINE.
Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go to. I'm not writing that. What the fuck? There's no way I'm going to remember that. Why are there so many eyes? Oh, wait. Oh, the third one's a J. Okay. Well, I guess that's all right. But still, why are there 2 eyes?
I have podcasts on there. I have Christian vlogs. We're all Christian on my YouTube, and I talk a lot.
Well, can I do it? I don't know if I can do it without getting away from here. Anyway, we'll just. I'm tempted to write it down because I kind of want to like go through some of her stuff.
Deeper about things, so yeah, go check it out.
So her links will be down below in the description along with everyone else, but let me play you this one.
We are living.
What's telenovela? Telenueva? I don't know what that is. What is that? Never seen that one.
In a generation where we have to use wisdom. We must be led by the Spirit of God always concerning everything that we do, even concerning the things that we watch. And I'm going to give you 3 TV shows that should never be played in your home. I was led to speak on this because I know that this is going to be confirmation for someone.
She was led. As you guys, I was led to tell everybody about that. Don't get mad at me for making this video. I was led.
Keep in mind, I've never watched these shows. They have never been played in my home. I've seen ads and I've seen commercials.
Oh,
I have also
okay. I knew it sounded familiar. Yeah, this is a Spanish soap opera. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I did my ex's like aunt or something. She called them her stories. I watched my stories.
also heard things. Number 1, Lucifer. Now, when it comes to this TV show, this name alone should have you running. Anything with the name Lucifer in it, it should raise some red flags. Number 2.
Fuck it, just go for Lucy too. I love Lucy. Too close to Lucifer. Don't even. Okay. Plus, she was an alcoholic, I hear.
There's a show called Evil. And what I've seen from this preview is there is a lot of demonic things, a lot of evil things that takes place in this show.
That show's pretty cool. Nikki was showing me some of that. She's like, you'll like it because it's kind of like a skeptical, like it's like about like the skeptic but it's always annoying being a skeptic because like I mean it's not annoying being a skeptic, but it's annoying to like watch movies and stuff that are not real, but they always have like a skeptic character, and every single time they're wrong. But get this, the only time skeptics are wrong is in movies because otherwise they're that's like the only place where they're wrong. And typically it's insane too, because like the evidence is literally right in fucking front of them. And they're like, yep, see, the skeptic's still not buying it. And it's like, are you that's it. That evidence would be convincing to any rational skeptic. but they got to make them unreasonably, like they make them cynical,
You see people fighting off evil spirits, but you also see people connecting with these evil spirits intentionally. Number 3, supernatural. Now, when you just look at the image,
God.
you could tell.
You can tell because the winks, and the Illuminati, probably. I don't know.
That there's something very demonic about it. So I've heard that they do real live chants in this TV show. This is why it is important to be very intentional.
They do real live chants, not the pretend kind, okay?
About what you watch. Because people are dealing with real life demons because they have invited spirits in. If you've ever watched these shows, just repent. God. Come out of agreement with them. Renounce them. We are living.
And so, yeah, man.
I renounce you, television show. Why am I talking to a show? It's weird. I feel like I don't need to do. I feel like I don't need to be saying this out. Am I supposed to just mentally renounce it, or is it out loud? Because it's everybody in the household is kind of just staring at me right now. Fuck.
The Lucifer show seems pretty obvious to me. I was someone that wasn't a Christian. I didn't watch Lucifer when I wasn't saved. I just didn't understand why somebody would want to watch a show that glorified the devil.
How long has that show been on? Jesus.
Now, the other 2 shows, Supernatural, I've seen quite a few episodes of Supernatural, not of my own volition, but when I was locked up in jail for some reason.
It's because you were forced to what they Clockwork Oranged you into watching it. Is that what happened?
One of the shows that everybody wanted to watch.
Dude, did you know that movie is rated NC-17? I had no idea that A Clockwork Orange was rated NC-17, which is just crazy. I mean, it does have some brutal parts, but it's actually pretty satisfying. I gotta be. If you ever want to see somebody who's the worst person ever have a procedure done to them so that they can't fight anybody, even when they're being beat up, and then they get beat up by all the people that they hurt, watch that movie. It's delightsome.
Also, funny enough, being locked up with all dudes, they also wanted to watch Charmed. I think it was just because they were attractive women and everybody wanted to watch that. So
really, you think? No, they were in it for the stories, bro. They were in it for the drama. Okay.
I've got experience with Supernatural and I have experience with Charmed, which are obviously both evil demonic shows. You shouldn't watch either one of those. But we've seen in the comment section that there's a lot.
Obviously, Charmed is just it's evil and demonic. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, you cannot get more cartoon witchy. I mean, it's like saying that what's that? The Disney one with the 3 witches that they made the sequel to just recently. Bewitched? No, that's not. That's a show from the 60s or whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Hocus Pocus. Yeah, it's like saying that is so scary and evil. That's how silly Charmed is.
A lot of people that watched all of Lucifer. This person says, I watched all of Lucifer.
What's up, Robin? How we doing? And Grand Theft Auto Bot. What are you doing here? What's going on, dude?
And this person says they watched Lucifer and Supernatural. And I think that, guys, as I said in the very beginning of this,
what is it? Hold on. Grand Theft Auto Bot said this. Winx Club is a cartoon that shows fairies and witchcraft. Clearly promoting the gay agenda with the fairies and Satan with the demons.
Not gonna die if you watch these shows, but at the same time, you can open yourself up to something by just coming into agreement with the agenda in there, and especially in shows like Charmed or the ones with the curses and the witch spells like vampire.
The curses, the witch spells, the chants. Some of the chants in which are real. They're actually chanting in some of them.
Our diaries. If they're saying spells and doing witchcraft in there, that they're using actual spell work, and what type of effect do you think that has on you? Yeah, I know people, you can't get a demon through the TV, brother. Just be cautious of what you're doing, guys. Don't come into agreement. Don't party.
Even Christians are like, you can't get a demon that way. They have to be, you have to get them from actual things and stuff. Probably, I don't know. I know some. There were like, and I'm not even joking about this. There were like people at my church that would warn again because a lot of us, were like, um, you know, they would like to like go to. They were like hippies, right? That was kind of like the church that I went to. Um, the older folks were hippies. The younger people were like skaters and stuff. But and so you got a lot of like people antiquing and stuff, right? Like they would do a lot of like yard sales and stuff. You get that whole crowd of the weirdo people that show up at your house at 4 in the morning and they're like, "Hey, aren't you going to do a yard sale? You're supposed to be open right now at 4 in the morning." But they would warn against like doing that. They were like, "Don't antique. Don't go buy stuff from garage sales because demons might be in the china that you got, the wedding china that they were selling because they got divorced or whatever." Like, and they would say that like demons would get in other people's stuff. Same thing with thrift stores. They would literally warn you against going to thrift stores because people they would say that like witches and warlocks would put curses on their clothes and stuff before they took them to the to the thrift store and stuff. Unbelievable. I mean, could you? No wonder. Again, no wonder the men can't hit on women because they're just so full of fear. They're preoccupied probably with worrying about catching a demon from a thrift store. That's why they're not hitting on the women.
With darkness just for entertainment's sake, because the word entertainment has the word enter in it. What do you think is going to enter you? Now, I'm not saying that a Christian can be possessed. I'm not saying that, but you don't never know what you can let into your house just by.
Hold on. What? I got to hear that again. It has the word enter into. So, what do you think enters into you? What else enters into people? Dicks. When they're having gay sex, they go into butts. They enter, the dicks enter the butt. And that's why you can't watch any entertainment.
It has the word enter in it. What do you think is going to enter you? Now, I'm not saying that a Christian can be
a dick. That's what I was trying to say. Grand Theft Auto said, "Hocus pocus." Yeah. There were Christians warning that if they showed Hocus Pocus in their TV, their houses would become infested with demons. People are delulu. Yeah. Holy shit, man. What the fuck? Can't watch a kid's Disney movie because your house is you're just gonna be swimming in demons if you watch it.
Possessed. I'm not saying that.
Good
but
God.
You don't never know what you can let into your house just by what you're watching, what you're bringing into your house, what you're wearing on your body, what you allow, who you allow in.
Like from a thrift store. See, he's on that anti-thrift stuff too, probably.
Right? You just never know, guys. So I just wanted to share these video clips with you.
I know. I know that you are insane and worried over the dumbest possible shit. It's crazy, dude. Oh my God. Incredible. Let's see if there's anything else related to this. Debating a gay pastor. No, thanks. That guy debating. And he does not debate. That is not the right word. He tells people about Waffle House. He loves Waffle House and he loves telling everybody because that's where he found Jesus. It's really weird. He talks about. Anyway, Freud isn't even about sexuality anymore. That's right. It's right. I don't know what that one's about, man. Let's see here. Nick Fuentes crashes out. That could actually be funny. Okay, that's a contender just because I'm curious. Man, that Ruslan, he knows how to pique curiosity, Even gay people are what hate trans people is. I feel like that. Like even gay people don't like or whatever. Oh yeah, I've seen that lady. She's like, I'm a lesbian and I'm conservative And I think the gay agenda has gone to go fuck yourself, lady. Like, it's crazy to be having your face just eaten by leopards and still be on like, we gotta vote in some leopards, and reading the Bible and woke libs meltdown. Yeah. Why are there just movies randomly in here now? It's just too weird. YouTube just started doing movies. What? Are we really seeing? God, we're on a kick for this guy. Okay, I guess we gotta find. Oh, Jesus.
It's happening again. This isn't even the South this time. This is Scotland. It was sent to me on TikTok in a DM. Look at her face. This wasn't at night time, this was in the day in Scotland. The virus is spreading. All you skeptics out there, what is you attracted to? They're attracted to noise, light, any type of movement. This thing's wandering around.
You can't be serious. Please don't be serious with this. I could probably used to. What? They don't actually think. He doesn't. Please. I seriously hope. I mean, I see that it's framed as a question. Are we really seeing zombies walking the street? No, you're not. I feel like this would be front page news if we were seeing actual zombies watching. It wouldn't be a TikTok being like, maybe there are zombies that you just haven't heard of, and neither is any journalist anywhere at all. But maybe they're there because this TikToker said. Yeah, the makeup is just too real. It's got to be real. Yeah. How is that? It would happen to be Halloween, but I think it's real. Yeah, it's got to be. I don't know. It's just too realistic. Who has makeup that good? Am I right? First of all, she wouldn't just be like hitting a video game, but like she'd be seeking out the brains that she needs to consume. All right.
I had this conversation with my brother, his wife yesterday. So my sister-in-law yesterday, and me personally, I think what this is some type of a promotion. What I said is that this is like some large scale worldwide promotion for some type of a movie or some type of an agenda. What
the zombie agenda, that's next. That's next. Okay. You think that woke hasn't gone too far? Wait till zombies' lives matter.
It is it's strategic. It's planned. Christ. Whoever's behind it, they got enough power and enough reach to make it happen worldwide, right? Because this one is supposed to be in Scotland. And we've seen stuff where they're saying it's happening in Tennessee, and then there's another thing happening in North Carolina, and then the person biting the person at Walmart. I think this is happening too much, too wide for it to be random. I think it's planned, guys. I don't think it's authentic. I think these are
okay. Good. All right. At least you're not that insane. All right. I thought maybe he was legit. Sin, like
it doesn't.
Hold on. Okay, I did get it right. Okay. Who wrote the Bible? Kirk. God did, man. Didn't you know? We got kicked out of Noah's Ark. We made a big mistake. What? What is that? Let's turn it up, world. I don't know. That doesn't seem like that's very funny-ish. How the hell did I get that here? Oh, I guess I've watched a couple of his videos or something. I usually, hold on, I actually need to do that. Not interested because I can't. I gotta keep my algorithm fresh. I decided I'm just gonna change channels when I do that. Sometimes I like watching the debate shows and stuff, but I can't let it infect my algorithm. Oh, I was skeptical about Satan until I saw this. What is this?
Whether you realize it or not, you're in a war every single day of your life. And most of us don't really understand the enemy that we're fighting. Most people seem to think they're fighting anxiety or shame or toxic relationships, or maybe their addictions, or the people who left those unhinged comments on their latest YouTube video.
Oh, man. Sticking it to him, buddy. Good job, man. I got him.
Those struggles are very real, but in reality, they're just visible symptoms of an invisible war that's raging all around us.
Because I love how they think. It always, like, I always want to bring that up when it comes to, lately I've been thinking a lot about, like, the objective morality argument and all that type of stuff. Because I'm working on a video for that right now. Because Steve Giacadis, is that how you say his name? Did I say it right? Giacadis? Is it Giacadis? I don't know. Just I'm gonna say it that way, even if it's not his name or not how you say his name. But he had sent me a video. He's the author of Humanism of the Heart, and he had sent me a video and asked me to, like, if I want to take a look at it, that sort of thing. So I'm like working on a video, kind of like pulling apart some clips from his conversation that he had with AJ and a caller that was talking about objective morality. Anyway, and I always want that people to ask, because it always ends up being some kind of like moral, like, conversation, but they always keep the moral, like what is immoral, like in the realm of like what anybody would think is immoral, like hurting people and shit like that. But I feel like people always need to bring up that, like, when you're talking to people that want to make claims about Christianity being the basis for all morality, that like drawing that shape that we just saw there, the pentagram, that shape would be immoral, And it's like, why? I wish somebody would bring that up and just ask, are pentagrams immoral? In that conversation, because I feel like it just throws the whole thing off, because they try to act like their beliefs are the basis for morality, yet they think things are evil that are just the most absurd shit. Literally looking at women and lusting after them, which is a biological drive that nobody can help, and that's evil, Anyway.
And even within us. And in Christianity, we call this spiritual warfare. The Bible says our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. And
I thought you said you were skeptical of the devil. It sounds like you're very not skeptical of the devil, man. It sounds like you are exactly convinced that the devil is real. Anyway, let's see what we got here. New Age Christ, they're preparing the world to receive. Mike Jones. Taco Talks responds to Mike Jones. Hold on.
You seen this video?
Jesus doesn't sit down
She's getting
at
out there.
the right hand of the Father. Before you start freaking out in the comments, give me a second, because I'm not saying what you think I'm saying. This is crazy. So most of us have been programmed to believe that it's like the Father's throne and then Jesus's throne literally at the right hand. The way this translates in English is, in my opinion, purposely deceptive, and I'm going to show you why. So the other day I was driving and I saw the tabernacle of the law / the cornerstone in the sky. So I quickly pulled over. I've seen it a few times before. It's basically like a triangle with an eye or like a circle in the middle. And if you look through
What? That was not okay.
through antique and like medieval Bible art, or just Bibles in general, you'll see it all over the place.
Sorry.
In the beginning, the creation of heaven and earth, and it shows God's name and then the triangle with the circle. And then a medieval facsimile of Revelation 11:19, God's temple was seen in heaven. So I saw it, I pulled over as fast as I could, and as soon as I stepped out of the car, I immediately heard the craziest sound. It sounded like gears turning, but coming from the sky. Like it was not thunder. It sounded like gears. And then the cornerstone started shooting out a 4-band rainbow. This all happened in the span of like under a minute. So
Well, your sound is a rainbow laser. We all know that. That's what rainbow lasers sound like. It's like we all know this, man. You're just late to the party, lady.
Don't have a ton of pictures, but you could see it a little bit better here. That's how I was able to recognize it, because in person it's super structured, and if you have eyes to see, you will be able to see something like this if you see it. So then out of nowhere, a giant hand, this is God's hand. I've seen this hand before. I've showed it to you guys. Opened up like this, and you could see someone sitting on a throne inside of his hand. So obviously I think that this is Jesus, and God's hand placed the throne on the rainbow. Like it was as if a red carpet was being rolled out, except it was a 4-band rainbow, which I looked it up, and it's apparently extremely rare. I was so stunned. I'm shocked I even had it together enough to get a few pictures. So
it's in his hand, dude. It's not the throne isn't to his right, is right. It's in his right hand. Oh my God. How did we not get this?
When the throne was sat down, he then stood up, and the clouds underneath got super bright. And I've seen God's hand before. I've showed you guys how it has like trumpet shapes like in the fingers, and the hand was like rearranging the ground. Like I could see.
Look at this guy, just like your face is way too straight to be looking at what we're looking at here. How are you not reacting to this? Your face should be like that. Like, you know,
the ground like being changed as the hand was like moving stuff around. So then I'm like, okay, yeah, something's not right about the translation.
Something's not right about your brain. It's you have just all. She's like one of those people. It's like all my thoughts are correct. Everything I think is accurate. Every insane like, oh, it's all connected thing. Like she's looking in the fucking sky. She just like people. I can only imagine the people, like what people think when they saw this, like pull over. It's the sky. It's got God's hand. Y'all, do you see the hand? Look, it's God's hand, and there's the symbol that represents the triangle. You know what I'm talking about. And okay, kids, don't talk to the crazy lady. Let's just go. No, kids, let's go this way. Okay, no, it's great. It sounds like you're real. You know, sounds like you're having a mental breakdown. I gotta go. We gotta go.
And I've always thought that, like, that we don't have the full picture of the Trinity because Jesus is God. To me, it's super obvious in the text, both the Old Testament and the New Testament, that Jesus is God, not that like he's like a biological son. And that's the Hebrew way of thinking. He's the nature of, that's what son of God means. It means he carries his exact nature. He is the image of the invisible God made flesh.
Fucking what? What was it? What? You know that like God, Jesus being God was like a vote, right? At like a council, right? And it didn't even pass with flying colors. It was actually a pretty close vote, but the Jesus is God folks won it out democratically. So
Hebrews 8:1. Now the main point of the things being said is this: we have such a high priest who sat down at the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the heavens. Why would this word be translated as at when the most natural rendering is in Hebrews 10:12?
You seen this video?
Jesus doesn't.
So he had nothing to say about it. You're not gonna add anything. That is too weird to me when people just play other people's video. Like, look at that. That's it. That's my part in this. Just going, look at that. And what the fuck, man? Talk about lazy. Jesus. At least say something. Be like, yeah, that's bad shit. That's what you should say. But at least be like, yeah, cool. Right. That's why. This lady's certainly sure of every thought that pops in her head is true. You know, something like that. Jesus. Lust is a spiritual contract. It's it's biological. Wow. My God, these people are not well. These people are so wacky. Like, look, a pastor beat up a guy. Isn't that awesome? Man, cool pastor out beating people up. Jesus Christ. Excuse me. All right. What do we got here? Why some LGBTQ people don't like pride parades. I don't care. It's too hot, too crowded. You're on your feet all day. There's hardly any place to sit. If you do sit, you're on a fucking curb, you know. I don't like any parades myself. But I think it's because I need to invest in one of those fold-out chairs. That's probably what it is. All right. This guy's hilarious too. God, he's so funny. Oliver Tree revealed what he trusted most. Who is Oliver Tree? Oliver Tree? Yeah, I don't know who that is. They destroyed beauty on purpose. This guy is hilarious. Like, he is clearly like I feel like I can just tell by looking at him that he's short. Like, he's just really short, right? And just super insecure. And his channel is literally called The Alpha Path. And look at him. It does not seem I don't know. It just doesn't strike me when you just first glance at him. That guy's an alpha right there. Certainly is. Yup. That could, he looks kind of like Thor, when he's got the full beard and all that. No, not at all. Hold on. Now I'm kind of curious. Hold on. Sorry. This, just so you can see what I'm talking about. He's hilarious.
For $1,700. Everything around you is ugly, and the people who made it that way are proud of it. Balenciaga sells destroyed sneakers for $1,850. Shoes designed to look like they came out of a dumpster. And they sell their trash bag purse for $1,790. Yep. Looks like a trash bag. Tracy M. and
who knows about this stuff, dude? Like, that is just weird.
Put her dirty, unmade bed in a gallery, stolen sheets, used condoms, and bloody underwear on the floor, empty vodka bottles, and
Hey, you're talking about it. Clearly struck a nerve.
cigarette butts, and it sold for $2.5 million. Young.
So who's laughing now, buddy? She thought it was stupid, but I feel like she won out of that one.
Women with their faces pierced up, young men with face tattoos, chopped up haircuts.
Hey, what's up, cruise ship? There we do it. You made it. Hell yeah. It's good to see you.
It's all just so ugly. I know it.
Hey, One Big John, what's up? What's going on?
You know it.
Glory
Everyone
be to
knows
Satan.
it.
That's right.
So what happened to beauty? The people who did this will tell you themselves. Architects, artists, designers, they brag about tearing down beauty on purpose. The only question is why?
Because it's awesome.
Look,
what?
I'm not the guy who thinks everything peaked in 1950.
Are you about
I'm
to
covered
engage in
tattoos
blasphemy?
And wear a t-shirt and jeans. Transport me back 100 years. I look like a convict serving prison time. So I get it. Every generation calls the new style ugly. Gothic architecture was considered barbaric. People hated the Eiffel Tower when it went up. The Impressionists were...
Music is just noise these days. They're just mumbling. Or not even, it's not even rapping anymore.
were mocked as sloppy amateurs.
Jesus.
But every one of those eras was still trying to build something beautiful. What happened in the 20th century is different. These people decided beauty itself was the enemy. Roger Scruton made a documentary about this called Why Beauty Matters. Beauty, he said, offers us consolation in sorrow and affirmation in joy. He looked at the last 100 years of art and music and architecture and called what's going on right now a cult of ugliness. He showed city after city where beautiful old buildings had been torn down and replaced with concrete towers. And he stood in front of...
Yeah, capitalism, you know, shit sucks. It's like the quality just declines while we all end up paying more and more money for less and less quality. It's like late stage capitalism. That's what that is.
modern buildings designed by architects who said beauty doesn't matter, only functionality and price. And he pointed out what everybody already knows. The buildings people actually love, the ones they travel across the world to see, are all old. Nobody flies to Paris to look at the newest, highly functional high-rise office building.
Okay. I mean, I think there's a very specific reason for that, right? It's like looking at the history of it, man. It's not just that it looks nice. It's not like people are like, oh, my favorite looking stuff is old, so therefore I have to go look at that. Like, it's the history. It's like you're looking at history and stuff. I love old architecture. I think it looks awesome. Like, we're looking at moving to St. Louis, and the architecture there is fucking awesome. Like, it's just so cool looking. Plus, it's pretty badass to have like just random places that are just have been destroyed by tornadoes. They're just still there. It's awesome.
So we see the ugliness is intentional. And toward the end of the video, we're going to talk about how we as men are supposed to respond and bring back beauty into the world. And the alpha path.
The irony. I'm sorry. The irony is just so perfect for this one. My God. It's like, us alpha bros, we want to make things beautiful and pretty and nice. I think that we should start making everything pink and other like bright colors and stuff. We need to bring back beauty, you know? We need to be fabulous, really. Us alpha men. Jesus Christ, man.
That's what we're really all about. Bringing about God's design for true masculinity to this world. And so we're doing a mentorship cohort where we're directly going through all of that.
What did you just say?
If you're ready to become that.
We're doing a mentorship co-fart? What's a co-fart?
Bringing about God.
Is that where a bunch of people fart?
God's design for true masculinity to this world. And so we're doing a mentorship cohort where we're directly going.
Cohort. Okay, that's it. Co-fart.
Going through all of that. If you're ready to become that type of man, click the link below.
That type of man. What the fuck?
Here's how we know our reaction to the ugly isn't just in our heads. In art, in architecture, and fashion, you can pretend. You can stand in front of Tracy Emin's dirty bed and nod like you see the genius. You can ignore the glass and concrete high-rise on your way to work. What you can't accept is bad music. John Cage composed 4 minutes and 33 seconds of silence. And here's what was said about it. This piece challenges traditional notions of music by emphasizing the ambient sounds that occur during the performance. What a bunch of horse crap.
What? How do you know about this stuff, dude? Like, I've never heard of this at all. And he's like, this is not art, bro. Like, my God, he's just boomering out here. Holy shit.
Arnold Schoenberg threw out melody and tonality and music altogether. Art critics love Schoenberg and Cage, but no one listens to either by choice. Nobody's driving to work with Schoenberg on. No one puts on John Cage's 433 at a party. A song either moves you or it doesn't. And no critic on earth can talk you into listening to something you hate. Every culture on earth makes different music, but beauty is always the objective. Every civilization in history has had.
I listen to punk music, and no, it's not. I'm actually all about the rage and the anger and the angst of the music. The faster, the better. The angrier, the better. Not beautiful. I guess I could say like there is some metal that I like, this like melodic but still thrash, like In Flames, I think is really phenomenal when it comes to that type of thing, where they can kind of combine like melodic type stuff with the like, anyway, it's phenomenal. But that's a separate thing, I think, though. No, I don't listen to it for the beauty. That is just a weird assumption to make of everyone that exists about music.
beauty standard. The specifics change, but the existence of one never does. Listen, when a man rejects his biological sex and pretends he's a woman, how does he present himself? He shaves his legs, grows his hair out long, puts on makeup, and
Ember said, "Joke's on him." I'm listening to 433 right now. It's on loop. Doesn't even bother me. Like, I can do all sorts of stuff. I can listen to other music while listening to that music because it's not anything.
dress. Why? Because there's a standard for feminine beauty that he's trying to achieve. He didn't invent something new. He reaches for what everyone already recognizes. The beauty is transcendent beyond mere cultural taste.
It literally isn't, dude. Beauty has changed over time. Have you seen the way, like, people are making their butts bigger these days? Like, that's beautiful these days. I mean, because it is. I mean, you know, I'm a fan of today's beauty standard. Let me just put it that way. But that was not the case in what, the 80s. Like, no, like, butts were tiny, you know, and they had very pointy boobs too. Or I guess that was prior to that, huh? That was like the 60s and 70s. Was it pointy boob thing? But no, beauty changes, dude. Like, it's just like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. It literally is. It like, people have different opinions of what beauty is. It's great. That's so great. It's like, what is it with these people that, like, especially these right-wing alpha weirdos that are like, my opinions have to be ubiquitous and everybody else is just lying. You know, if they say something is beautiful that I don't think is beautiful, they're lying and I'm right. It's like, god damn, it's pathetic.
Standard this universal didn't come from nowhere. So where does it come from? The natural world is
nice. Okay. It still fits this show's paradigm. Perfect.
more beautiful than survival requires. Philosophers call it gratuitous beauty. Galaxies no human eye saw until we built telescopes to reach them. Colors inside a coral reef 1,000 feet below the surface where no human being was ever meant to see them.
Isn't that good evidence that God isn't real? Like, I mean, the fact that that beautiful thing just sat down there at the bottom of the fucking ocean for what, thousands of years before anybody had the I'm sorry, millions of years before anybody, I don't know how long those things existed, evolution, but on an evolutionary basis anyway. But isn't that just evidence that the God isn't there? Why would he make this beautiful stuff that nobody could even fucking see? You know?
Bird song, more
also, what about the fucking terrifying fish with the lights on their faces and stuff down there? Didn't that kind of like cancel out your, like, God is all about the beauty shit?
elaborate than any mate requires. A grown man watches a sunset and something inside him breaks open for.
That's nothing. You know, you got to head over to Clearwater, bro. Okay. Those sunsets are just, wow. Yeah. It sucks that the Scientologists basically bought it all. It's desolate now because there's nothing there. It's just a big bunch of empty stores that used to exist that don't anymore because the Scientologists literally bought the whole fucking city. Anyway.
No reason that keeps him alive. It's the beauty that moves him. This was God's intent. In the beginning, God made the trees pleasant to the sight before he made them good for food.
Okay, well, he hasn't been to Florida because our bushes are ugly. You ever seen a swamp? That's my whole state. That's why I'm trying to move to St. Louis.
Genesis 2:9. Psalm 19 says that the heavens declare his glory. Ecclesiastes tells us that God has made everything beautiful in its time. And in Exodus 30.
What's an anglerfish? Now I feel like I gotta look up what an anglerfish is. Hold on. I gotta see this. Sending the coolest angler. Angler fish. Oh, yep, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the deep sea. Hold on, let me switch screens so I can show you. Those things are crazy looking, dude. I was like, what the fuck? What is even happening down there? Like, how? Yeah, it reminds me of do you ever see that movie Sphere with Samuel L. Jackson and Dustin Hoffman, and it's a Michael Crichton book. Oops, not that one. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, there it is. And there's these like eel things, and they are just terrifying. And they look, they're basically like, because they're down in the deep sea, right? That's what the point of that movie, or not the point, but it's where that movie happens, is at like the bottom of the ocean.
All deep sea anglerfish are super weird, but here are my top 6 weirdest anglerfish. Number 6, the humpback anglerfish. This anglerfish simply looks like it was designed for a...
It looks like something that was designed for Nightmare Before Christmas. Like that's the Boogie Woogie's pet that follows him, that just like floats around him or something,
horror movie. It has a huge...
Or, I mean, well, Nightmare Before Christmas isn't exactly a horror movie, but, it kind of nods to it quite a bit, so yeah.
Mouth with fang-like teeth. This is also the one that was seen swimming to the sun recently, giving us a closer look at just how freaky it is. Number 5, the bulbous dreamer. Okay, this one I did partially choose because of its name, but also because of its ultra black skin.
I like the bulbous. Bulbous. Yeah, that's good. I love that. I'm going to choose it for that.
Skin. Some anglerfish have skin so black that they completely disappear in the ocean depths. It works like the material Vanta Black. Number 4, the whip-nose anglerfish. Giganticus gargantua, a type of whip-nose angler, is the deepest anglerfish ever found.
That would suck to have a whip nose. Just always, you can't ever get startled, because then everybody's filing reports with the police. Like, he assaulted me. It's like, it's not my fault. My nose is a whip. You startled me. You shouldn't have. Oh, damn it.
At 4,500 meters below the surface. Its body is only around 30 centimeters, but its elysium is absurdly long, up to a meter. Number 3,
a meter. Wow, that's 3 feet, y'all. Holy shit! Just in case somebody didn't know that, since one of them weirdos from Europe.
Wolf trap anglerfish. This freaky fish has a lure shaped like a fishing rod with fleshy hooks.
It's a fish that's fishing. That's crazy. With a fishing pole. Oh, man. The irony,
And it can move this lure independently, like a puppet, which is a nightmare. Number 2, the bearded sea devil.
That is a xenomorph's uglier cousin. Jesus Christ. Man, what the fuck?
This one certainly sucks.
That got venom. That got the symbiote on it, too, just to make it that much more insane.
The warmth out of the air. It has filaments under its chin as well as on top of its head, along with that jet black color. Both the head lure and beard filaments.
It looks like a venom fish. Like, what the fuck? It looks like the symbiote. Like, just, when the symbiote's just like by itself, like it's not attached to a hook. Like, that's what it looks like.
Glow, possibly to attract multiple prey types or to confuse predators. And
I'm confused.
Number 1, the hairy anglerfish. It's covered in long filaments that make it look like a tangled hairball.
That is terrible.
These are not true hairs, but skin filaments. They likely help detect
filaments. I'm sorry. I have to stop. I just like saying filaments.
Vibrations in the dark. And it's not the only one.
It's like ligament. Ligament.
To do this, but this is a good example of an angler who uses sexual parasitism. Here you can see the tiny male dangling off the female.
I know MAGA people do that too. I know.
Slowly fusing to her. Eventually, he will become her balls. All deep sea anglerfish are super.
What? Okay. I got nothing. I don't know what to do with that. But anyway, that's anglerfish. Thank you for that, by the way, for that little detour. That was delightsome. I appreciate it. Okay. Now back to the insanity. That's different insanity. I know that is insanity as well, but a different kind. All right, where are we going here? Oh yeah, back to they destroyed beauty. Whatever, fucking bullshit. So stupid. Guy sucks. I hate him.
31, the first man in scripture filled with the Spirit of God is Bezalel, and the Spirit filled him for craftsmanship and art. Rachel was so beautiful, Jacob worked 14 years for her. Genesis calls Sarah beautiful. It calls Rebecca beautiful. Esther was chosen for her beauty. Scripture, it's...
Yeah, but what if like ugly people were beautiful back then, dude? Like we have no idea what they thought beautiful even meant back then. You know, I heard that there are certain cultures that thought that it was beautiful when women had very pale skin and were extremely overweight. So they would keep them inside and never let them outside because then they might accidentally tan and they didn't work or do anything like that, you know, and so they would get very thick, we'll just say that word, and that was considered beautiful within that culture. Yeah, point is it's extremely subjective.
Self celebrates a woman's beauty.
Fish
Man
balls.
was meant to reflect God's creative vision by making beauty in art and story, music and architecture, craftsmanship, and yes, even fashion. What we're seeing today is a direct rebellion against God's design. Man taking what God made beautiful and degrading it into the grotesque.
Isn't that what you did with your arms, man? You took what God created perfectly beautiful with natural, non-tattooed skin. And what did you do? You defiled it, which I'm pretty sure is...
Are you about to...
Dude,
Are you about to engage in blasphemy?
Yes, that's what. Thank you. You finally got there. Jeez Louise, man. Like I thought we had a system worked out where you would know that that's what I was trying to get. Anyway, that's what that look was for.
There's a story I keep coming back to. In 1 Kings 18, Elijah stood against 450 prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. Each side built an altar and
It's caramel. Jesus, I hate it when people mispronounce.
called on their God for fire. The prophets of Baal called all morning and got silence. Elijah mocked them, so they escalated, cutting their arms and cutting their chests with swords, screaming at a God who was never there until their throats were raw.
You're never there.
False prophets serving false gods disfigured their own bodies as a sacrifice.
Have you seen what Christians do to penises? Because arguably it's disfiguring.
Exchanging the beautiful for the profane in rebellion against the living and true God.
The one that actually lives in Israel, it's true. It's there.
World was created beautiful, but sin corrupted it and brought decay and chaos into creation.
That's why it's both beautiful and also not beautiful. They got an answer for everything, don't they? Like nature is so beautiful, but also not because of the sin. That's why both things are there. There's things that we like to see and things that we don't like to see because God made everything perfect. But then that fucking rib bitch ate that apple.
Christ stepped into that chaos and began the process of restoration. One of the earliest church fathers, Irenaeus, called this recapitulation, Christ restoring everything Adam lost. And Irenaeus wrote that the glory of God is man fully alive.
Sorry, but you just come off like an alpha guy. I don't know, just it makes you full of just beauty. Like I need to make a video about beauty. That's the alpha way.
A man fully alive, pursuing beauty, reflecting the God who made him. That is glory. That is what we were made for. Every man carries the image of God within him. When he makes art, writes poems, tells stories, erects buildings, when he pursues the beautiful and transcendent, he reflects the God who made him that way. How do we change the world? It starts with transforming hearts through the gospel. Everyone who creates ugliness in the world does so because there's ugliness in their own hearts, that rebellion against God.
That's what it is. That's the bad art. It's the ugliness in their heart that they are then turning into ugliness in their art. See, it even rhymes. It's perfect. It's got to be.
By sharing and demonstrating the love of Christ through our own lives, that's how transformation happens. The world transforms one family at a time. Happy children are children raised in the Lord. A happy wife is a wife.
Holy shit, no. That's not. Nah. Holy shit. You know, those of us raised that way grow up, right? And then we're like, we were not happy kids, okay? I didn't become a happy kid until I stopped believing in insane things and terrifying things that didn't make any sense.
Led well by a husband who submits himself to Christ, and that radiates outward and brings beauty into the world. The answer isn't prettier paintings or better architecture. Those are just the outward expression. The real restoration happens when the gospel transforms hearts. When a man's heart is changed by Christ, it radiates outward in how he builds, what he creates, how he leads his family, how he treats people. The more Christianity transforms hearts and minds through the world, the more that transformation spreads.
They stole that. He's just so not masculine. Like, he just seems like this little tiny guy that just, he's like those little tiny dogs that, or like that think they're like big and badass and like go and like bark like a little chihuahua that goes up to like a Saint Bernard. It's like, what? Okay, God, I'll do it. And then get all up in their face. And then the Saint Bernard's like, and they, he's like fly away. That's what he reminds me of. Anyway, all right. This was there was a ride. Okay, today was a wild ride, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, because I did. I really did enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. But and if you want to enjoy having sex, then you should buy some of the products sold at...
In 2024, NASA researcher Rachel Lenz.
Sorry, not sex. Flags. I don't know. Sorry, it's old habits. If you're into flags, you should buy some of these.
In 2024, NASA researcher Rachel Lenz gave the world a flag made from NASA images for Pride Month. On January 20th, 2025, the incoming U.S. administration ordered that Artistic Union of Science and Civil Rights deleted. So I tracked down the original images it was made from, recreated it, and then added even more wonders of the cosmos to update the flag to the current, more inclusive form. On the anniversary of the inauguration, I released it. And it went viral several times. Now you can get a physical copy of that artwork as a full-sized flag or a large sticker, as well as space artworks of the other Pride flags: lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, intersex, ace, and new flags being added all the time. Get one for yourself or give them as gifts, and celebrate Pride, celebrate science, celebrate resistance, and help support a creator fighting for human rights for all humans. head to astralpride.com and use code PUNK at checkout for an exclusive offer.
It was so cool. The other day I was in I was doing this meeting thing, and it was like a Zoom meeting, and one of the people had as their background, they were non-binary, and like they them pronouns, and they had like a picture in the background, and it was very similar to the flags at astralpride.com, because it was like an image of like a really beautiful like canyon kind of thing, right? And it was the non-binary flag, and I was like, I know those colors and I know them in that order, but I don't know how I know them. And they had said, they're like, yeah, this is a non-binary flag. I was like, that's it. So yeah, it was super cool, but it was very similar. And so like I told them about the Astral Pride, so hopefully they'll be buying a flag from there too. But you should get one though, because they're phenomenal. They really are great, as well as the stickers, and they are large. You know, and I think we all need a nice large sticker in our lives, you know. But all right, y'all, thanks again for hanging out. This was a lot of fun. I really do appreciate it. And hey, we'll see y'all next time. But remember, the main thing is to stay logical, stay loving, skeptical, and compassionate, and we will see you next time. Oh, I'm still on the screen. What? Well, you're supposed to cut away. Where's the screen? Why aren't you, Kevin? Can you? I'm supposed to have an overlay right now. That's what. There you go. Thank you. Jesus Christ, man. The fuck are you doing? No, well, you're supposed to be on top of it. Oh, that's what I am. Okay, well, you just go fuck. Why don't you stick your puppet ass? Fucking puppet. Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back. Please don't leave. I need you. We don't have to throw stuff.